A time I experienced a new environment was my transition to college. Starting on move-in day on August 23rd, when I first arrived on campus, I remember feeling overwhelmed and not ready for change. College would be my first big adjustment since moving sophomore year in high school, and I was just getting used to that, so I wasn't ready for change again. On move-in day, I was lost. I didn't know which building was the one I'd be living in. After circling around and my mom asking around, I figured out I was staying in Stevenson South, and the move-in process began. Then, during week of welcome, I took the time out of my day to go and find my classes before classes Monday in order to get a feel for where things were so that I wouldn't be lost come Monday when classes started. Confused was the least to say about my adventure. I was looking for DuSable Hall, and not knowing any better, I put it in my GPS and followed the path. I had to turn around and go back at least twice along with rerouting. Then, when I finally made it to the end of the journey, there was nothing there. My roommate asked the nice girl walking by could she point us to DuSable Hall, and she turned us all the way back around and sent us back towards where we started and said the GPS isn't updated and will take us to the wrong place. After walking all the way back, we finally found DuSable Hall, and it wasn't too hard to find all the other buildings from there. I ended up taking pictures of all the halls my classes were in just to help me further remember where they were for classes the next morning. Bright and early Monday morning, I got up for my first college class, and I was feeling so much better thinking I wasn't going to get lost or confused at all today because I got it all out on Sunday. I was completely and utterly wrong. I had been trying to navigate and figure out the bus system on the Spot app since before I even got to school, and I still hadn't got it down, so I thought to just wing it. I waited at the bus stop Monday morning to get on the bus for class, and I got on the first bus that came, not knowing the difference between them. 2R was the bus I got on, and I was so confused when the bus turned right at the stop and not left towards my classes. As the bus continued driving the complete opposite direction all the way around, I started to realize more and more I was on the wrong bus. I was in a race against time to not be late on my first day, so instead of waiting it out, I got off on a random stop and walked the rest of the way. Luckily, the stop I got off at, I recognized the area. It was the same area the GPS took me the day before trying to find DuSable Hall, so I knew what path to take to get there for my first class at 9:30 a.m. I thought there would be no more confusion because I knew how to get to the building, but I had never been inside the building. Once I made it there, I was on the second floor, but my class was in the 100, so I had to figure out how to get downstairs. Once I found the stairwell, I had to decide which direction I was going in and find my class. Even following the signs posted on the walls, I still ended up walking around the whole floor before finding my classroom. Even with all that, I was only 2 minutes late and my instructor had already started class. This was new to me because in high school, teachers typically use the first 5 to 10 minutes of class for attendance purposes. After walking back to my dorm from class, because I still wasn't familiar with the buses, I was starving, so I went to my resident hall dining area. I walked in confused, not knowing what to expect, how to order, or how to use my meal plan. Luckily, there were workers all around the dining area explaining how it works, as well as papers with the information on it. It took a few times to get the hang of ordering exactly what I wanted, down to the sauces, waiting for my food, then taking it to the counter to pay with my one card because this is not what I was used to. Typically, when I order food, I pay first, then get my drink, then my food, and leave. In college, I get my food, then my drink, then I pay with my ID, not a debit card, then I leave. Overall, college has been a learning experience for me, and not even just referring to my classes, but the overall experience. Every day, I'm challenged with something new that I was not used to before.